lot of requests for accessible yoga. Since everything's moved online, there's been a lot of focus and emphasis on fitness and, really learning new skills, having a lot of virtual classes going on from all different studios, but haven't really seen a lot to do with accessible yoga, adaptive yoga, yoga for, anyone who has any kind of specific limitations with mental health or physical health. And so we want to try to offer a couple of series here on our channel through our studio to really reach out to anyone who has limited mobility or low energy or difficulty with dysautonomia, trouble regulating, being able to stand up and get down on the floor really quickly with traditional yoga. And so we had the idea to do a series of some different yoga sequences that can be done from a chair at home. So today we're just going to do a really short flow. I am sitting in a kneeling chair that I have, but we can use any chair at home to kind of replicate this flow. So if you're ready to join in, find a comfortable chair, something that's pretty stable so that if you're kind of pushing off of it, it's not going to slide around the room at all. And when you're ready, we're going to find ourselves seated. We're going to plant our feet on the ground so we feel nice and grounded. So we're going to start with our hands in our lap. We're going to lift nice and tall through the crown of our head. Our shoulders are going back and down. We want to feel like there's an invisible string just gently pulling from the top of our head, from our crown, lifting us up so we're growing a few inches taller here. We can take a minute to close our eyes, and we're going to start by feeling grounded. So we're going to focus our attention into our feet. So maybe taking a minute to place our feet very intentionally in the ground. We're going to spread our toes wide, lift our toes up to the sky, and then gently release them back down to the floor. Maybe coming up, lifting our heels, and then lowering our heels back down. Again, lifting our toes, stretching our toes wide, lengthening through our feet, and then lowering our toes back down. Just feeling that connection to the earth for a minute here through our feet. Taking a nice deep breath, lifting tall through the crown of our head, and exhaling, relaxing our bodies. We'll take a few minutes here to check in with our breath. So again, our gaze can be soft, slightly forward. We can have our eyes closed wherever we feel safe and comfortable. Let's take a moment and just see where our breath naturally rests. So for some of us, we might have very short chest breaths. So during the day, if we feel constricted, if we feel anxious or tense, our natural inclination is to bring our breath just to our chest. And we might feel like we're having little tiny shallow breaths. So the goal in yoga with our breath work for this practice is to become a little bit more embodied here. So really trying to have a deeper breath through our bellies. So if we want, for a moment, we can place one hand on our bellies and one hand on our chest for the next few minutes of breathing. So taking a nice deep breath in, we're going to try to push this lower hand on our belly out as we expand through our belly, and then lift through our chest. So feeling the hand on our chest lift as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to feel that belly button drawing into our spine and our chest slightly lowers. So again, inhaling, pushing through our belly, opening up through our chest, lifting tall. And exhale, drawing that belly button to spine, our chest falls. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. We'll go at our own pace. Just feeling into our bodies. Allowing our breath to cultivate new energy. Maybe waking up different parts of our senses or different areas in our body that have been stagnant or anxious or tense or quiet. Beautiful. Now that we have that feeling for the belly breath, we're going to add some movement with our arms. So leaving our arms down by our sides, extending our fingertips down towards the floor, rolling our shoulders back and down, lifting tall through the crown of our head. As we inhale, we're going to reach those arms up to the sky. Nice slow movement, fingertips reaching up. And exhale, hands to prayer position, coming down through heart center. Exhaling deeply. Again, inhale, rotating, reaching those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, lowering down. Inhaling, reaching tall. And exhale, lowering down. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here at our own pace. Allowing to go slowly as we warm up those muscles in our shoulders and our back. Moving with our breath should be guiding our movements here. And one more deep breath. We'll take a pause here with our hands at heart center, closing our eyes for a moment if it feels comfortable. Let's reflect on our intentions for the day, for our practice. Maybe thinking of a word or a phrase that we want to invoke within ourselves. So some examples could be peace, could be motivation, could be positive energy, could be opening up our hearts. So just taking a moment with our breath, inhaling to seal that intention within our hearts. And exhale, releasing that intention to the energy around us, allowing it to carry us through our practice today. Beautiful. We'll open our eyes, we'll bring our hands back down to our sides. We're going to do some gentle side stretching here. So we'll bring our left arm up overhead. As we inhale, reach that arm tall. The other arm is reaching, gently grasping, reaching for the floor. Inhale, lift. And exhale, slowly reaching up and over. So we're keeping our spine from the lower back relatively straight. We're allowing this motion of the upper body reaching up and over to open up through our shoulders and the back, to open up through the side of our ribs. So we don't want to collapse into this pose and stretch as far as we can. We really want to focus on maintaining that lift and that gentle reach. Also remembering that opposing action of this arm reaching towards the floor for grounding. Take a few deep breaths here. We're going to notice as we breathe, it might feel a little strange opening up through this side of our ribs. But it's just opening and allowing for that breath to come into new spaces in our body. Again, we're waking up stagnant energy. We're just bringing and inviting some movement into our lives today. Awesome job. Lowering that arm down. We're going to switch sides. Right arm comes up, reaches tall to the ceiling, left hand reaching fingertips towards the floor. Feeling that duality in our bodies as we lift up and also reach down. We're going to inhale, lifting, and exhale, slightly reaching. Feeling that gentle curve in our spine. As we inhale, opening through the side of our ribs. Just exploring any new sensations. Finding a place where we feel a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a new sensation, but not allowing any pain or discomfort to come in. And just breathing. Beautiful. Coming back to center. We're going to do a variation of a forward fold. So I'm actually going to turn a little bit so that we can see a little bit of the movement here. So again, we're sitting up nice and tall. And we are going to start with our hands on our knees. So we want to be hinging forward from our hips. We do not want to be slouching our back and forward fold. We want to stay nice and elongated. Crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Shoulders are back and down. And we want to feel that we have a nice hinge in our hips. So from a 90-degree angle, starting at our hips with our hands on our hips as a reminder, with our feet grounded very strong into the floor, can start to just feel our chest pulling us forward. Belly button stays pulling in to support our lower back. Reaching forward through our chest. Keeping that lower back nice and strong. We're not slouching, we're staying lifted, we're staying long. Leave our hands on our knees for a little bit of support, just until we begin to feel that stretch through our lower back, through our hips. If you want a little more of a challenge here, you can reach down in between your feet towards the ground. If you want to bring your legs a little wider, if that's available to you, we're going to take a few breaths with that nice long back. Inhale as our chest shines forward, and exhale, maybe sink a little deeper into that stretch. Again, inhale, lengthening, and exhale, sinking into our stretch. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, sinking in. Beautiful. So this is a really good variation of our forward fold if we have any issues with dizziness, any issues with our blood pressure, anything that would preclude us from being able to stand up in a forward fold. It's a good variation. You can bring a block in front of you, you can bring a box in front of you, something that if you need a little more than just having your hands on your knees, but you don't feel ready to go to the floor, you can bring something there. And just taking a few breaths here. If it feels good to you and it's available to you, you can let your head hang gently, just for a few moments, just to get that different sensation and to release any tension in the back of your neck. But again, if you feel dizzy at any time, just bring that head right back above your heart. So if we keep our head above our heart here, we're going to eliminate that dizziness that comes with blood pressure issues, with orthostatic hypotension, with POT syndrome. We're just trying to keep our flexibility and our movement, but not have that dizziness or that response within our bodies. Beautiful. So coming back up. We're going to come into a series of our warrior poses. So warrior poses, we can do standing or we can use the chair for some assistance. So when we're standing up, our warrior poses start in a wide stance. We turn the foot out. We turn our hips toward the front leg, bend our knee, and our arms reach. So we're going to just mimic that pose with our chair for support. So we're going to come into a wide straddle so that we could very easily sit on that chair if we need to. If we're very beginner here, or we feel like we're just not really feeling standing up today and supporting all of our weight, we can come to a wide straddle on the chair, and that's fine. We're still in position. We're going to open that left foot out, and we're going to pivot our hips, still supported on the chair, towards that front bent knee. Inhale, reach our arms up overhead, and we're feeling this hip is opening and twisting. We're elongating through our chest. We're facing our energy in this direction. Inhale, reaching our arms up tall. And just enjoying some of the strength we feel in this warrior pose. If we want a little extra challenge and we're kind of in between being able to stand or sit, we can gently lift ourselves off of that chair in our warrior pose. And we know that we have it there if we need to just lower back down. Also, it might be a little much to have the arms overhead. We can have our arms out to the side, or we can even leave our hands at prayer position in this pose. So this is our modified warrior pose. So we'll take a few deep breaths here. Just really enjoying feeling powerful no matter where we are in our practice. We're going to keep that belly button pulling in towards our spine. Chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down. When we're ready, we're going to open to our warrior two. So wherever our arms are, we're going to bring them out to the side. We're going to twist our hips and our chest forward. We're going to keep this openness through our hips. Left leg is bent. Arms reach long and extend. And we're going to keep that gaze right over our left fingertips. So our drishti, or our point of focus, where we're really focusing all of our energy and intention right now, is just beyond our grasp. We're reaching for it. Beautiful. Again, we can be up off of our chair, or we can be seated on our chair gently here. It feels nice just to be able to take that break when we need it. or to stay on our chair and still have that movement in our day. Turn that left palm up to the sky. Inhale, reach up, 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 up. Reverse warrior. We want to feel openness through our side body. Our other hand can come to our back leg or to our chair for support. And again, just coming as far as it feels comfortable here. Gently reaching up to the sky might feel like enough, or reaching slightly further back. Taking our deep breath. And coming back up. We're going to come into a modified triangle pose here. So this leg isn't necessarily going to go straight. We're just going to leave it in this position. Our arms are long. And we're going to rotate to triangle. There's a few options here. We can bring our left elbow to this leg. It's like a mix of a side angle and a triangle pose because we're in our chair. We're going to reach our right arm up towards the sky. If it feels good, we can bring it a little further over our head. Or if this is a little much, having our arm up, if we have issues with our blood pressure or circulation, we can bring that hand to our hip or reach it behind our back with a slight rotation and twist. If we feel like we need a little more of a challenge here, we can reach this hand down the inside of our front leg, either to the floor or to a block or a box, whatever feels good. Deep breath here. Really just relaxing into the pose. Inhaling back up. We're going to transition to the other side. So there isn't really a correct way to transition to the other side, whatever feels safest for you. So since we're in our chair, we might want to take a moment to come back to center. Extend left leg out. Oh, I hear a siren. We are right by a fire station. I apologize for that. Left leg is out. Right leg opens to the side. Pointing our right toes out, left foot stays in this position, opening through our hips. We're going to turn our torso towards this right leg. So our hips are squaring towards the front, our chest is turning in this direction. Lifting tall through our chest, tall through the crown of our head. On our inhale, if it's available to us, arms reach up overhead, remembering we can always keep them at heart center or out to the side. And taking a few deep breaths here in our warrior one. Again, remembering our options. We can stay seated on our chair the whole time, or if we want the extra challenge, coming up just a little bit, knowing that if we need to sit, we can. Deep breaths here, feeling very strong in this warrior pose. Remembering to ground through those feet. Even if we are on our chair, and most of our weight is in our chair, we can still really have a dynamic base of support, pushing through our feet, keeping those legs strong. So we're lifting off the chair. Even if we're still on it, we can feel like we're lifting up, and that's going to get our strength in our legs. So taking a few deep breaths here. When we're ready, transitioning to warrior two. So rotating those hips forward, our chest rotates forward, our legs stay in our warrior position. Our arms are reaching towards the sides of the room. And our drishti, or our point of focus, is right past our right fingertips. Take a few deep breaths here. Again, just feeling that tension through our bodies. It doesn't look like we're doing much, but we're feeling our muscles work. We're being very active. We're bringing our belly button, pulling towards our spine. We're staying lifted. We're establishing that tension and dynamic sense of grounding through our feet. And we're reaching and extending through our arms. When we're ready, right hand turns up to the sky, reversing that warrior, reaching up. Our left hand can rest on our thigh, our hip, our leg, our chair. Reaching up gently in that reverse warrior. Again, as we breathe, expanding through our rib cage. And coming just as far as we feel comfortable here. A gentle lift, slightly reaching back, wherever we feel good. Back to our warrior two when we're ready, and then coming into our side angle triangle variation, seated here. We're going to reach over that front leg. We can either put our hand or our elbow on our right knee, keeping that tension through our feet, keeping ourselves grounded so we feel stable if we're on our chair or lifted off of our chair. And this arm's going to reach up overhead, left fingertips reaching towards the sky, or maybe reaching towards the opposite wall. Again, this hand can stay on our leg. We might want to bring this arm down if this arm gets tired or if it affects our blood pressure. This hand might want to reach towards the floor on the inside of that leg just to really open up through our right hip. Or we might want to put a block or a box or a pillow there so we have an in-between option. Nice deep breaths here. Then we're ready, coming back up to warrior two and coming back to center. Beautiful drop. So taking a moment here, shaking out through our arms and our legs. We're going to come into a chair pose. So we're already in our chair, so what's the difference? I'm going to rotate a little bit this way so we can all see. So chair pose, we're going to bring our hands to heart center, bring that belly button into our spine, lifting tall, rolling our shoulders back and down. And we're going to work on building some strength in our legs here. So for chair pose, we're going to hold here and just begin to feel what it would feel like to slowly come up as if we were going to lift out of our chair. So if we're really struggling to get up right now, if we're struggling with mobility, we might want to stay in our chair completely, but just have that sensation of, I'm going to get up. So my muscles are active, I'm grounding, I'm getting ready to lift, and I have this tension in my muscles. And that's going to build strength. That's going to build, isometric contraction of our muscles. So we're getting there, and then we're just holding. Now, if we're a little bit up for more of a challenge, we might want to just hover right off of our chair. And this is going to be our chair pose because we know at any minute, maybe not with my rocking chair here, but with a regular chair, we know that at any minute we could easily come right back down if it gets to be too much. So it's a really good variation of our chair pose here. So when we're ready, finding that nice base of support in our feet, bring our hands to heart center, taking a deep breath to ground, and coming to whatever variation feels good. So again, whether it's just envisioning lifting out of the chair and feeling those muscles support us in that, or coming a few inches up. The other option would be to start from standing here, lifting nice and tall if we feel like we're available there, and maybe just lowering our hips back like we're sitting in a chair, but we might not want to come very far down. That might be a lot of pressure on our legs. So we could do a very gentle chair pose here as well. So taking a few minutes here in this chair pose, a few breaths, just really enjoying feeling that strength, feeling that blood pumping through our legs. So we're feeling all the muscles in our legs really contract. We're feeling our glutes contract, keeping that belly button pulling in, lifting through our shoulders. Taking a few breaths. Just feeling powerful, feeling balanced. Awesome. We'll come back down to our chair, giving ourselves a little break. All right, so we're going to come into our twisted chair pose next. So, again, whatever variation we were using before, whether it was standing, hovering above our seat, or seated, we can keep with that, or we can bring it down to the chair if we need. So we're going to start either with our hands at heart center and just do very gentle twisting here. Or if we want to take it a little bit deeper, we're going to do this other variation that I have for us. So again, sitting nice and tall, pulling our belly button into our spine, lifting nice and tall, shoulders back and down, elongating through our spine. We're going to come into a gentle twist here. So we're going to bring our right hand to our hip. Our left hand comes to the outside of that right knee. We're going to very gently twist, so really just wherever you're comfortable with this today. So just to start, we can look over that right shoulder. And if we want to come a little deeper in the twist, we can twist our chest towards the right side. If we want to continue in that twist, we're going to twist through the middle of our torso. And at the very end, if we really want to come deeper into this twist, we're going to begin to just feel that lower part of our abdomen, our belly button, twisting over gently to that right side. We're going to take a few deep breaths here in this twist. If we're in the standing variation, it might look a little bit different. and be still in our chair position, either hands at heart center and twisting this way, or chair position, our legs would be a little bit closer if we were standing, so we have that support in our legs, and just twisting in this way, a little bit lower possibly, wherever it feels good. When we're ready, we're going to gently come out of our twist, and we're going to reverse the way we came in. So we're going to gently rotate our torso back, our mid-torso back, our shoulders back, and our head. Let's just be very gentle with our spine. We don't want to have sudden movements in our spine with these twists, especially if we're not used to twisting yet. We're going to come to the other side when we're ready. So, left hand to left hip, right hand to the outside of that left knee, elongating through our spine, belly button pulling in. We're going to look over our shoulder, and if it feels good, we're going to twist our shoulders and our chest, twist through our thoracic spine, and twisting through our lower back. A few deep breaths here. And when we're ready, coming back to center. Beautiful. We're going to close out our practice today with a little bit of breath work. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center if it feels good for us. We're just going to focus on a 3-part breath, a very simple, easy 3-part breath. So as we inhale, we're going to expand through our lower bellies, expand through our ribs, and expand lifting through the crown of our head. And as we exhale, releasing any tension we're carrying in our bodies here. Gently closing our eyes if it feels good to us. Just really focusing in on our breath. So maybe counting with our breath if it helps us to feel connected. So 1, 2, 3, and exhale. As long as we need to on that exhale. When we exhale out for longer than we inhale, it actually helps our nervous system to relax. And so really focusing on taking that nice 3-part inhale and then exhaling for a little bit longer if we can. So again, we can do our hands on our belly and our chest if that helps us stay grounded in this breath. We can do hands at heart center, or we can keep our hands on our legs, really whatever feels the most comfortable. And we'll take a few moments just to sit with our breath today. Maybe reflecting on the practice that we just did, and thanking our bodies for supporting us through this practice wherever we were today. Allowing thoughts to come and go like waves on a shore. We're not here to judge the thoughts, but we can be the observer who sees them as they pass and knows that we are not our thoughts. We are separate. And we can sit back and not let them control us or control how we feel or how we think today. Coming to a place of peace and love, gratitude for our practice. Maybe with our breath, just focusing on 1 or 2 things that we want to accomplish just for today. So maybe inviting some of the Reiki principles in here. So just for today, I won't worry. Or just for today, I will be kind. Just for today, I will be more patient. Just for today, I'll try something new. Or just for today, I'll take the time to rest if I need it. Whatever feels comfortable for us with that intention, just breathing it into our hearts, allowing our hearts to expand open with the energy of this intention. And exhaling, feeling that intention just fuse through our bodies and our space surrounding us. We'll finish our practice today in Namaste. So gently bowing forward with our chin toward our chest. Namaste. The goodness and light within me bows to the goodness and light within you. I hope you have a blessed day and that you're feeling good and strong in this practice. We'll be offering some more of these accessible practices throughout the next few weeks.